Welcome to our very first stakeholder and staff appreciation gala. My name is Tatun Dlovu. I think a lot of you will be able to put a face to the name this evening because I've been speaking to a lot of our stakeholders and our staff, and it's such a pleasure to meet you all. My job here tonight is to make you all feel at home. So please, if there's anything that we can do to make you comfortable, you are most welcome to come and talk to me. Right now, I am about to introduce our Master of Ceremonies. This gentleman hails from Palabora, but he is currently based in Pretoria. He is a qualified facilitator, assessor, and moderator. He is the founder of Network Cafe. He is also in human and development, and this entails human behavior and organizational development. He is a facilitator of leadership for Toutele, as well as Utsolo, and he's also a fashion guru of a label called Calvano. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Munyela.
Due to timings, punctualities, and general control, and as most of us here are on leadership roles, I'm sure we've learned to understand those dynamics, because I'm sure the time allocated for the starting was not adhered to in general, but it's one of the dynamics that we have to live with as leaders and to rectify and not normalize it going forward. Because if you put your chair, your funds, you'll find them there on Monday when you go back to work. But the human factor always has dynamics, and we must take that into account. Be that as it may, it wouldn't be appropriate to start without calling upon the superior power, whatever we believe in, be it God, Allah, Madlozi, your inner soul, whatever you believe in, we must call upon them for guidance, for protection, for mercy, We are sinners, for mercy. And then I'll ask for us to quietly take a 1 minute observe silence, and on it with a musical background, soft, then we introspect, we call about the higher being. The 1 minute start now. Thank you. We ask for your guidance, Lord. We ask for your mercy. We ask for your divine intervention, because we are aware that we cannot do anything without your presence. We are also grateful for the life thus far, and we know that it was not because of our own wisdom, but because of your mercy, O Lord. We ask this in your wonderful Lord's name, and please guide us as we do the Lord's work. And in this we ask in your wonderful name of Jesus Christ. Amen. I thank you. This is a wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the milestones. This is one of the necessary events that Toutele Agasham School had to hold. To one, appreciate, acknowledge their stakeholders, and two, to appreciate and show love to their staff members. And this does not happen with many employers. And then we must also take from Toutele, if we've been done as it in our different workplaces, to acknowledge our people. Because a mere thank you is enough sometimes. It doesn't have to be a performance appraisal at the end of the year, money or bonuses. Just to say, thank you, I notice your value in the progress of the company. I'm aware that you're contributing and you're an asset. It goes a long way, because sometimes we as leaders, we take all the benefits done by the subordinates. And then in future, when they are not giving fully cooperation, then we'll like to blame them and not check the source of the challenge. So it's important to acknowledge people, even in our private lives, at home, our spouses, our children, if they've done something good, say thank you. It can be one of the difficult ways, influenced by ego, among others, but thank you is very important. Allow me to share a short story of a boy on the back of a horse traveling at night, and it was too dark, very dark. And as the boy was on top of the horse, taking one step at a time, then the boy was terrified on what lies ahead, because he couldn't see further, he could only see just here because it was too dark. And the boy asked the horse, I'm not comfortable, I'm scared about what there ahead holds. And the horse asked him, do you see the next step? And the boy replied, yes. And he said, the horse said, that's all that you need, the next step. The future will hold its, will unfold as we proceed, but what matters is here, still keep the vision in mind. So there's little efforts, little step, that's what we need to go further. In future, we'll be holding this event in a more bigger place. So that's how we perceive it at Toutele Agricultural College. So with that, allow me to call Ms. Nobile Zungu to open and to welcome all of us here for this auspicious evening. I thank you. Ms. Nobile Zungu.
Can you put your hands together for yourselves? Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. And we thank you very much for honoring the invitation. And we thank everyone who made the event a success. Thank you very much. The purpose of today's event is to celebrate and appreciate our stakeholders and partners. We're taking time to acknowledge all the people who have dedicated themselves to the growth and success of the colleges. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, I'd wish you a very impactful night. And to all our stakeholders and partners, we really appreciate you. Have yourselves a great night. I thank you.
Thank you very much for the welcoming efforts. AKA who? AKA Zosbidi. Okay, noted. Henry Ford once said, if you want to go somewhere far, somewhere fast, go alone. But if you want to go somewhere far, go with others. So it's teamwork. And then there's no I in a team, it's always we in a team. So on the program, anyway, when I was still outside here, I had two gentlemen arguing. They were arguing, and then I tried to hear. They couldn't see or feel that I'm listening to their conversation. But the other one was talking about, you know what, this, we must give ladies money. Women must be given money. And the other one was, no, why must we give them money? And the ladies of nowadays are independent, they are strong, they don't really need our money. And then the argument went on. The other one said, no, you must give them money, it's in biblical obligation to provide. The other one said, no, but we must evolve with time. You know, we must keep up with the time. So I'll give you what the outcome was of the argument later. Ne? Thank you. We have Mr. Sikhulile SK Ndlovu, who's going to enlighten us with the purpose of the night. But before we proceed, allow me to also acknowledge protocol, because among others, I'm aware that there are strategic leadership from AfriVet Training Services. With time, before the end, I'll be calling each one of you by name, because you deserve it to be personally acknowledged. We have leaders from Owens Toutele College of Agriculture. We have members from Inactus, KZN, the SRC of Inactus, led by Jenny. We have Crooks. I hope I'm pronouncing it better. Crooks, okay. We have Crooks Brothers. And also, with time, elaborate their brief background. And then we also have agri-sita, where there's there's money there. Yes, allow me to call Mr. Sikulile SK Ndlovu.
I wish I can just say to this evening we are just here to celebrate and just sit down. But now I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because I remember that one particular morning, minding my own business as always, as we go about on our line of work. Miss Malope gave me a call. She just gave me a video call, like it was around 10, and normally around that time, that's where we normally have like meetings, and that's where she does a lot of things as well, on her line of business or when she's traveling and so forth. But she just gave me a video call. She was like, "School." I was like, "Hey, how are the kids?" Because that's how we normally act. Like, you first start from the softer side. It's like, "No, school, and the kids are okay." You know what? I just realized that I work so hard, and I've grown this college. I work with amazing people. I have amazing stakeholders, but I never got time to just say, you know what? Each and every one of the stakeholders, the staff, and everyone who's involved in growing Toutele, how amazing you are, how much effort you have put to make this organization a success. I've never got time to just say, thank you, I appreciate you. And I was like, okay, cool, sure, that sounds great. But on another end, I was like, probably she woke up on the right side of the bed. Cool, Gabby, so what would you like us to do? I just want to put up something. Well, invite all the stakeholders just to say thanks. Okay, cool. That's normal because I work for a digital marketing agency, Asante Solutions. We get a lot of briefs every day. We do some cool campaigns. That's our line of work. But we've never been in a position where you get someone to say, can you put something together just to say thank you? Yes, we've done awards. Okay, we get the sponsors, you get all this glitz and glam part of it. But someone who's been so consistent to say, it's not about me. I just want that evening to just say, I appreciate all the stakeholders. And I think 2 days later, she arranged a dinner. We went to some nice place. I'm not sure if she was bribing me because she knows that I love oyster boxer. She was like, let's go to that oyster boxer hotel, Umhlang. I was like, sure, it's in the hood. Well, let's just go. And yeah, we had an amazing evening. She had it's like a luggage. I thought she was going to the airport, but it was all the files, the laptop and everything. Then we started working. It's like, okay, cool. These are the stakeholders, guys, that I work with. These are the people that I would love to have on that evening. I just want you guys to make sure that this thing happens. I don't have much time because I'm going to Joburg this week. I have some other personal stuff to take care of on the other week. So basically, she's busy. But guys, whatever that you need, just give me a call. I'm like, okay, this is serious. She flew to Joburg. I thought she was going to be in Joburg for a week. Then I think 3 days later, she was like, no, I'm in Durban. Let's meet again. At that time, it was some other place, more like a residential, like a nice apartment where we normally hang out. And it felt so homely. That's where she brought it home. That's where I could feel the emotions. I think that's when I could, get into her emotions, her imagination, her heart, how she wants to come, and bring her heart to everyone just to say, guys, you have contributed to the growth of this college. Guys, if you know about Toutele, it started in 2015. Obviously, it was in Gauteng and it did, amazing work that side, Now we have offices, or I say we because I feel like we are part of the team. We are part of the team. As much as we are a service provider, but we are part of the team because even them, they've become like family to us. They're one of us, whether we look after each other, we take each other's, interest, whether it's personal or business, and yeah. So without wasting any time, so there's nothing much to this. It's just to say thank you. You've contributed to the success of the college. But more than anything, I'm not sure if you've ever realized that how much the agricultural sector contributes to the economy of the country, how much the agricultural sector contributes to the job aspects of our economy, how much the agricultural sector is an important part of who we are as the country. And to have colleges like Toutele who are doing amazing job, to make sure that we take pride in the agricultural sector, we grow some innovative minds, some ethical leaders who are going to be impactful in the space. I'm not sure if you've ever paid attention to that, Gabby, that it goes beyond the qualifications that you release on a daily basis or every year, but it's about the impact that you have managed to put out there over the years, but what you continue to do. The team from Toutele, they don't sleep. They can drive from this evening, go to Tuba, first thing in the following morning, they are working overnight at the office, then the whole day they are traveling to Joburg or they are going to the Eastern Cape, Toutele. It's always busy, it never finds time to rest, to actually rest. But for someone to pull out the resources because the resources are scarce for everyone, but for someone to pull out resources with the little that they have and just say, I have amazing people, I have amazing stakeholders, I just want to thank you. I think that's the whole purpose of the evening. And Kepi, we are one of a kind. I think you have planted a seed. It's not always about taking. It's not always about meeting the bottom line of just say profit, all those amazing things that we're doing. But at the end of the day, we have people who are behind this machine. We have stakeholders who are supporting us, and we have bigger goals, that we are actually pursuing. And it's more than you, it's beyond you. So yeah, I hope you captured the moment, and you look beautiful. It's like not that late I've met in some farm wearing some, boots and everything. You're actually beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, you also look absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I am Schooling and Trophy.
Thank you very much, Kacheni, for taking us through the journey of how they said thank you to you. It goes a long way, ladies and gentlemen. It's important to appreciate the loved ones and people you work with. If you ate today, thank a farmer. That's one of the most famous ways by farmers. That if you ate today, thank a farmer. And for me, it's not only the farmer per se who planted the seed, because it goes about capacity building. Who funds the farmer? Who take the cabbage to the market? Who arrange the supply chain? Who maintain the trucks? All those dynamics. So if you ate today, thank the farmer. Going forward, also allow me to acknowledge in our midst the next speaker who's going to be Ms. Vuyo Williams. We also have Ms. Toutele Nyamane after Ms. Vuyo Williams, who will also share with us a message from the staff. But before that, allow me to also, I have a lot of stories, A lot of stories.
Tell them.
Allow me to share you another story. Skhulile is very right. So we are looking stunning and lovely. And yeah, so I'm very impressed, ladies and gentlemen. Please give yourself a hand of applause. You are looking very beautiful. There was a shoemaker who had two sons, and his business was only to repair shoes. Then in the village where they were doing their business, the business was becoming low a little bit, so they had to go out and venture and explore. And the father sent the two sons to the far village to go and check. He heard that there's a new village somewhere, some miles away. So he went there. He sent his sons to go there and do reconnaissance. Then they went for a week. By then, there were no transport by then. And then they went there for a week to travel, then another week to come back. And when they came back, they slept because they were tired. They'll give the father feedback the following day. Then the father asked the following day, how was the trip? What did you realize that side? Is there a village? He said, yes, father, there is a village.
Greetings, everyone. Our wonderful stakeholders, you all looking beautiful. Our staff. I personally say, I dedicate this day to Ugebi, so the lady of the moment, hello to you too. Ogwam is to pass a message from us as the Toutele management to the staff and our wonderful stakeholders. Can I start with the staff? Staff, Isaac Newton said that everything he achieved was the result of standing on the shoulders of giants. We couldn't put it any better. All of our success is down to your skills and your untiring application. Every day we are amazed by the effort you put and the sacrifices you make. We just want you to all know how much we appreciate all your hard work and how much we are grateful for all the work that you put in. You guys make us look good. To our wonderful stakeholders, to all our stakeholders, thank you for your continued trust in our ability to deliver, and we look forward to making more years of success with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I was still enjoying your voice, ma'am. I thought you would carry on. You stopped early. Can you come back? And you were flowing. You were flowing.
Wow.
You still have to go?
I do.
Okay, just another 2 minutes. You were nicely saying thank you. I can't stop you like that.
In fact, this one is actually dedicated to our staff. I've had a great session with them this morning, and I spoke almost everything that I'm about to say now. But to you guys, just once again, for us as leadership, it is a matter of pride to actually have a team like you. We are all that we are because of your continued support and your dedicated work ethics. Thank you for being such an inspiring team. Charles Darwin once said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change." May we continue the journey of success together as we grow as an organization.
We'll also ask Ms. Toutele Nyamani, who's also going to give us the message from the staff. But before that, also allow me to acknowledge in our midst Dr. Ndudani, Dr. Nandipa Toyota Ndudani, who is going to be our guest speaker for the night, among other dignitaries. She will have a time also to speak later. Then we'll also take a dip in that pool of wisdom. Okay, Ms. Nyamani, are you ready to come to the fore?
Firstly, I would like to say you all look beautiful. Thank you so much for, can I say this in my, not my, but in a native language? Thank you so much. My name is Toutele Nyamani. I wanted to prepare some speech, but because of time, I couldn't. And again, we are so sorry for being a bad example and arriving late. It was some unforeseen circumstances, but it's not an excuse. We were wrong and we are so sorry. We are sorry. Okay, so I'm here to speak on behalf of the Toutele team, people working on the ground. This is a message from us to our management. This is the message from us to the stakeholders, especially those that we have encounters with. Firstly, we want to say we are so honored, we are so grateful to be part of this success story of a young Black woman who is over the top. Thank you for validating our dreams. Thank you for actually validating that it is possible for each and everyone to strive. We may not say this more often, but we see it. We are very much inspired. We are so grateful. Thank you for job creation. We can never shy away from the fact that South Africa, we are faced with a very high unemployment rate, and we are here in a very beautiful industry of agriculture. And if there is one thing that they can never take from you is you make it possible, and you did for us, and we are very much grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, to our stakeholders, especially those that we have encounters with, firstly, I want to say thank you to Enactors. We worked with them last year under the leadership of Ubaba Mthembu. Thank you so much, sir. Your leadership was remarkable, and we applaud you for that. Thank you. To the father of the family, Mr. K. Greatness personified. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your patience, because we are a handful. Thank you so much. Siyabonga kakhulu. Please help me. Or something. Thank you. Sis V, thank you so much, Mama. Thank you for your nurturing nature. We really appreciate you. We are very honored, guys, to be serving under your leadership. You guys are brilliant. But it's work. It's nothing personal. And we want to say that we can be so mad, we can be so uncomfortable, because we don't sleep in this site, because we don't sleep in everything, but you guys are saying indirectly, welcome to the real world. Indirectly, you are saying, get out of your comfort zone. We see it. We are very much thankful. You guys are cooking us with a very, very small portion. But later on, we can be all mad and everything for now. But in the later stage, we're going to think, we're going to look back, we're going to reflect and say, actually, Sis Gaby did a number there, because look at us. Some of the things, I think they are the plan for us to go out there and face life with a different perspective, more positive more than anything. So we really thank you for that. We want to say thank you to Umam Nandi Udok. Thank you, Mama. We really appreciate you. What a powerhouse. We thank you so much, because we've been going to a Tadi. I've never had like a personal encounter with her, but the people next to me are in awe, and that says a lot. And Nat, we are very thankful to Gakulu Sis Gaby, because Siyabugega today, because of her. Again, I will repeat this till the end of this evening. You make it possible for each and every one of us. From all the Dodo team, we are very much honored. This is a token of gratitude. This is a token of appreciation, because obviously, ngesingene office in same part. Let's have a one-on-one. I want to appreciate you. That'll be very weird. But now that we're here, we really appreciate you guys so much. I won't say we love you. I mean, we do, but you know, it'll be very cheesy of me. But Siyabonga kakhulu, thank you so much. Thank you to Crooks Brothers. Some of my colleagues, I've met them actually, and they were quite amazing to work with. Thank you so much. We also thank Afrivet. We have a young man there that we were working with last year, being Uanda in his absentia. I want to say we know Afrivet because of him. Not him alone, but because we have worked with him. Yes. And through him, we experienced the Afrivet. And we got the reflection of Umsebenzi with Afrivet. So we thank you guys so much. All together, I couldn't reach out to Ispiti Sam. It was very long and Vinzolal. Actually, I had messages from all the total stuff, but guess this was frame and give it to Umpati. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you're gonna enjoy the rest of the evening. Sis Gaby, this is big. You're going far. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Noktula Nyamane. You are very articulative and well-spoken, and then I'm very inspired by how you put things into perspective. And it also reminded me of the dynamics at workplaces where we usually fight. And conflict is good, ladies and gentlemen. Conflict is not always bad. But there's constructive conflict and there's destructive one. Some people just want to fight without any aim of building. That is not encouraged. But for constructive, in fact, growth comes with conflict. So we must encourage conflict as long as it's for the purpose of the work to be done. You must not sit at that particular time, but later, when you look at back, say, yes, I was refined. I was a very rough diamond, but now I'm shining because of that conflict. And one thing that I can also mention relating to conflict, let's not take home to work. Let's not take work to home. When you leave the gate, now you get into a working mode and you leave the dynamics at home, and vice versa. Your children, your loved one must not feel the pressures of work. Sometimes it's difficult, but yes, we must try to differentiate it.
Our starters are ready, so before we enter into our stakeholder speeches, may I kindly request that we make our way down and we take our starters, then we will return up and enjoy.
Okay. Before we go to the starters, things in life, anything in life, anything, start materializing or happening when we have a meeting with ourselves. If you want whatever change in your life, it starts when we have a meeting with ourselves. Unfortunately, some of us are scared to have a meeting with ourselves. When she wanted to have Toutele, she said this, she identified a gap, a loophole, and I want to fill it. If you want to build this empire, you have a meeting with yourself. That's when things are starting to happen. And if possible, also write all your ideas down. As long as you put them down to paper, they will materialize. But if you just keep them in your head, time will lapse, So for things to happen, let's have meeting with ourselves. With those words, let's go for a starter. I thank you.
My name is Vuyokazi Makapela. I'm standing here as a shareholder and an executive director of Afrivet Business Management, a pharmaceutical company that produces or rather manufactures animal health products, distribute those who are not able to manufacture in the country. May I add that Afrivet is the only South African company owned by South Africans, and I standing here owning the 20% of the 80 that is owned by my other partners equally. Now, I think before they fly to my presentation, I really am really humbled, Gabby, to be standing in front of everyone here today. Your staff, which I'm probably meeting for the first time, but I know of and I've heard of, and the great work that you do, which we appreciate as Afrivet, because I think as the black partner in business, it is my endeavor to always get black-owned companies into the business. And I must say that when Gabby approached us, I think about how many years ago, Gabby? About 7 years ago. And I've been with the company for 22, by the way, since it started. I know I look a bit young, but and it's quite impossible to believe. But I must say I've been one of those privileged, and I think I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to my dad, who pushed me as a youngster, who literally raised me up as a boy that he wished to have. 2 boys came after me, by the way, but I'm so thankful and grateful that he raised me the way that he did. Tomboyish as I was, ladylike as I look today, but I really want to honor my parents for the way they raised me, and I want to encourage each and every one of you, because I know that you are all parents and you are going to be parents in the future. Encourage your kids, support your kids, understand your kids, but most importantly, love them. Because when you do, it's the best gift that you could ever give to them, because when they grow older, they tend to appreciate the things that you said about them. They tend to appreciate the affirmations that you made, even with them, with understanding what it is that you were trying to do or say. But I can tell you, standing here, being raised by an orphan, being raised by a man that went from house to house, not knowing what the future held, but made a promise to himself and said, I will not raise my children the way I was raised. I will make sure that without me receiving the love from my parents, because they were late, they were gone, not that they went there, but being able to just grab things and say, I will be different, I will make it different, and I will make a positive contribution in my society and the country. Afrivet is an animal health company. I'm seeing that my presentation is not being put up there, but maybe there's one reason or the other. But I do want to say that I've been part of the organization since its inception today, about 22 years ago. But what was mentioned here, which has a very close relationship with UKP and Toutele as an organization, is Afrivet Training Services, that I happen to be also a shareholder and a chairperson and an executive director within the organization. Standing here saying that I am really proud. You guys, you literally my younger sisters, you call me mama sometimes, you call me sissy sometimes, But I do want to say I really appreciate whatever it is you feel like calling me in a particular point in time. But I am really proud of the contribution that you've made to our organization. I remember when Matthew, who's the managing director of Afrivet Training Services, mentioned to me that there's Gabby this, Gabby can do this, Gabby can do that, Gabby can do that. And at a certain point it was passage talk, and then eventually he comes to my office and says, Vuyo, I think this is what I want to do. And I said, okay, you are the MD of the organization, and I'm going to give you a free rein. You can basically use Toutele's resources and capacity, because we didn't have that in-house. Remember, I said Afrivet Training Services is actually birthed by Afrivet Business Management Services. Why did we birth it? I think at a particular point in time we realized that we had been manufacturing and distributing all these products, but were they really making an impact? Were they really being used effectively by the farmer, because that is our end user? Were they being used properly to make sure that there's no mortality, to make sure that the productivity increases? And then that's when we got to get to Gabby, and we at this particular point we decided, because we want to impart this knowledge, because we really believe that if you have a product and you don't have the knowledge, that is very dangerous for you. But you can also have the knowledge and not have the product, which is much as ineffective. So we decided we birth Afrivet Training Services because we really wanted to make an impact in the lives of those we call small-scale farmers or emerging farmers. And then we birthed Afrivet Training Services. And without really taking much of your time, the company has really grown. We have, I see they're not flighting my presentation, but I see it's almost coming up. But we've really had so much impact. Me personally, I am based in Gauteng, and I've been there since, I think, 1997. And, but I'm a very rural girl. I'm from a village called Qobo in the Eastern Cape. And for me, being a rural girl and being able to stand and make a mark, and most importantly, to always remember where you come from. That's where I started one of my projects. We've got projects within the organization, and Gabby probably knows more about these projects. But I think for me, it has been, when I say ATS was birthed, we really wanted to give back. We really wanted to make sure that our small-scale farmers are not small-scale farmers anymore. How do we do that? We train them, we capacitate them, and make sure that whatever it is that is our purpose, we really make sure that it is impactful in the lives of our people. And thus, with all the training material that we've developed over the years, and having a mission of wanting to be the most South African company, even recognized by Bill and Melinda Gates, even recognized by government, even recognized by OEI, for me, that is a positive. Latest, we were also acknowledged and recognized by WHO, because we recognize that they are, as a One Health company, obviously wanted to set trends. And we did say a few years ago, and probably people did not even understand the terminology that we were using at the time, we said we want to be a One Health company. What is a One Health company? It's a concept that probably is about 5 years or 6 years old at this point in time. Given COVID, I might even say it's less, maybe it's more. But it's a concept that really believes that there's animals, there's our environment, and there's people that interact together. And if we want to be a successful animal health company, we needed to make sure that all those components are addressed and are taken care of. But as an organization, it pleases me to actually stand here and say, I have impacted the lives of those that look like me. I have impacted the life of those that when I go back to my village, I don't only walk up in pride and show them the expensive vehicles that I drive, but they're able to say, Umntana kaNominti has really made an impact in her environment and where she comes from. Now I'm going to stand here and say what differentiates us from the rest. We know that our people are the DNA. We say Afrivet. We are saying that animal health is in our DNA, but yet whose DNA? Our people are our DNA. And it is my role within the organization to make sure that everybody that we do employ, we appreciate, reward, and award when the time comes. But we really, really believe that we are community-led, because the projects that I in particular has embarked on with the rest of my team, this is my team, okay, B. Where is Sianda? Where is Sianda? Sianda. Mdungwa. Where is where's my team? Yes, so Fezile, my team. Guys, you probably think that it doesn't mean much. I really appreciate what you're doing here today, Gabby. I know you call me Mama, and I appreciate it. But, guys, the fact that she's here and she's saying, I appreciate you, don't ever take it lightly, because the corporate world is very cruel. You might just get a manager that doesn't actually appreciate the work that you put in, not knowing that when you get home, you actually sit on your computer without letting everybody else know, not actually understanding how much you put in as a black child into the work that you do. But if your manager is able to hold a gathering like this today and say, I appreciate you, don't ever take it lightly. But you, Madam Manager, don't ever take lightly the input and the work that your employee. You know how you and I operate. But I am saying to you today, black child, go forward. Black child, smile. Take everything with stride, because it's not gonna be easy. Along the way, you'll be called names. Along the way, people are gonna say things. But what do? You stand tall, chin up, and you move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I felt the emotions. I felt the emotions. I felt the power. I felt the power in you, ma'am. I felt the hope. So thank you very much for your interventions and for being part of Toutele. You reminded me when you said we must love our children and we must nurture them into what they are meant to be. But some of us, when we grew up, if your parents are fighting, you're caught in the middle. Sometimes if you bring the report from school and you fail, you show the father will say, you are dumb because of your mother. You go to the mother, you are dumb because of the father. So they didn't say that words can kill, words can build. It's important what we say here, because that can kill. You will growing up knowing, I'm dumb, I'm this, and you lose, and your esteem will go down. So luckily for now, and that also takes us to the new modern roles. And you know, even the kids of nowadays are no longer the same. The other one on social media, the father took them to the rural villages, and there was a lady there sweeping the floor, the soil. Then they were like, Daddy, why is she sweeping the soil? Like, because it's going to be dirty anyway, so it's a waste of effort. So the kids of nowadays, they need us to explain. It's no longer like, keep quiet. What is this? They are so much inquisitive, and we must adjust. If you're not growing, you are dying. Allow me to call a member from Toutele College of Agriculture, Mr. Siyabonga Vilakazi, who happens to be the principal of Toutele Agricultural College. Mr. Vilakazi.
Has been introduced by Program Director Siyabonga Vilakazi. They say I'm the principal. I am the principal. I look young, but I've been around.
You too?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm Siyabonga Vilakazi. I'm Toutele College of Agriculture as principal. Toutele is situated here in KwaZulu-Natal on the north coast, so heading up on the N2 in Mpangeni, 16 kilometers away from town. We found ourselves in a rural background or setting. Esigodini sawamthethwa. Very similar setup to Tsolo in terms of the environment. We're very rural. When I say rural, we acknowledge the leadership under which the property which we work under is. So yeah, we still pay the due dividends on an annual basis and so forth. When I was told of this event, and the date happened to clash with my college graduation. So I've had a long day. I've been at the office since 5:15. But as time went on, I realized I wouldn't be doing justice if I didn't come. The partnership and collaboration we have with Toutele is on a level which I would really be undermining if I didn't come to this event. And hoo-ha. The lady who's really being the kingpin in Toutele's partnership with Toutele is the lady at the back there wearing green, and I'd like her to stand up. Mam Zandi.
Mam Zandi!
And the reason why I say she's the kingpin, I haven't been at Toutele for very long. I haven't completed a year there yet. I've probably been there for 8-9 months, coming back from the Western Cape in Elsenburg after 2 years there. And so when you knew and you had supposedly at the helm, everyone expects you to know everything. But you find you come to an environment when there's so much which has been going on. And in some instances, I'll be honest, there's things which I'm still learning about the institution nearly 10 months into being there, because there's just so much which goes on from administration, the financial side, and human resource. And I think Ume, the AfriVet lady, said something very special before me. And I think we mustn't take as subordinates as well as managers the relationship we have within each other or in between each other. And I think a lot of people, sometimes people will feel managers are being too harsh, and sometimes managers will feel perhaps the subordinates are not pushing as hard as they should be. But I think if you do an introspection and sit down, even if it's fortnightly or a month, and look at where you were at the beginning of March and look at where you are now, and the work which people do is quantifiable. And it's not saying you tell Gabi this is what you did and there's no paperwork to cover your backside. There's always data to be submitted, there's always material. And if you give yourself time to sit down, even if it's fortnightly, because sometimes a month is too long if things are not going all right, to really bring the whip out, because there are people who need a whip now and again and to be reminded. And I think if you do that introspection exercise, you really realize how much work people put in and how sometimes people work under pressure, and the work environment under which they are doesn't necessarily impact the work negatively, but it impacts their family environment negatively. And that's where sometimes I feel a lot of managers and supervisors lack and are happy with the work somebody's doing, but if you don't know somebody well, you can't really pick up that they're struggling in other perspectives or contexts of life. And it might not affect the work which they're employed to do on a day-to-day basis, but it can affect them psychologically and mentally, and eventually result in their family background not being conducive. You find that somebody gets home, they don't have time for kids because they're just so stuffed and had enough of work, or they've got so much work still to do to really cover what is deemed as a decent amount of work for a day-to-day basis. And I think us, and I'm very highly appreciative of this, which you've done to meet with us as stakeholders and also to appreciate people we work with. Because I really feel sometimes we just drive people and don't get to learn their other side. There are people who are supervised by people or by managers, and the manager doesn't even know whether the person has a child. And you don't understand, and I'm not saying we need to understand the nitty-gritty, but it helps in understanding how to manage someone. Hence, it's really critical that we don't only end on the work front, but we ensure people are comfortable and we try and create an environment of making them to feel valued. Because it becomes essential in them giving the goods or performing accordingly. In terms of elaborating on our partnership with Toutele, I think the institution has helped us greatly. I think in most instances, us as public sector are hard hit when it comes to human resource. There are vacancies where people haven't been replaced for a relatively long time. However, you find that our superiors are topping up the numbers in terms of the APP. They're topping up the numbers in terms of people which they want on an annual basis being trained. They're topping up numbers in terms of people which need to be involved in the various assessments or programs or initiative, only to find that we are depleting in number. And that's where Siskabi has really come to the party for us. And I think when they had a meeting with me, was it late last year? I really, and I thank Umam Zandile for that, I started understanding and grasping obviously how our partnership operates. And I think something which I didn't mention, the auntie at the back has left us as of last month. She's found greener pastures, she's found a calling which is much more aligned compared to what she was doing. So I also let her go there because I had the option not to sign her transfer form. But it's really, we're going to have to take the ball in our court and understand a greater context and aspect of making the partnership and relationship work better, because currently we're still needing to go through her and Richards Bay to really get things running comfortably, whereas we've got to find something which is going to be synergy between us and the institution. Then, just in closing, I think there's a lot of young people. I still believe I'm young. I'm not 40 yet, no, but where I'm going to is, in order to be successful, you need to grow in phases or stages. A lot of people who've hit it to the top with skipping quite a few steps also fall down relatively quickly. Hence, what I commonly see, and I think I also did it. I think when I'm also a college product. I went to Sedara College and obtained my diploma in 2002. And I remember the lingo and the talk we used to have in the passage as first years of how sorted we'd be after this qualification and how we wouldn't accept anything less than 15,000. And I still pick it up when I speak to my even third years, first years, second years, you pick it up, because I think that's how we've been brought up in a society, that once you've got this piece of paper, you're worth the mullah. And I think the industry and society and world at large is becoming so much more complex and complicated. It's survival of the fittest. There are graduates out there who've had a qualification for 4 to 5 years and have never earned any income and are still being sustained by their parents. So I always say to my students or people when I come into contact with them, you need to start somewhere. Even if it's at 3,500, a stipend, or even less than that. Because you need to build a name for yourself. You need to get experience and enhance your caliber in order for people to recognize you. So 3 years down the line, graduating from Sidhara, only to find there wasn't a 15,000 rand job I could apply for. I had to settle for an internship at 1,300 rand. In fact, I started earning that 1,300 rand in my last 5 months. Within my third year, I was fortunate I got up into a program within the department, and when I wasn't attending lectures, I'd walk down to grassland science and work with animals and the trials and the goats and so forth. So it was a 6-month contract. And it ended in January with me getting my qualification in December. And at the end of January, when I got my final paycheck, I sat down with myself, or had a meeting with myself, as the program director said, and I said, you know what, the people who put me onto this program haven't chased me away. They haven't said, Meneer, today it's an end, hence we don't need you here tomorrow. So I continued on and worked for nothing in February, in March, in April, in May. I was shortlisted because I was applying. I was buying Sunday newspapers. I'd rather not buy drinks and save 20, 30 rand a week to make sure that I'd buy the Sunday Times, the City Press, Ilanga ngomsombuluko, Ilanga ngolesine, and that would give me a perfect overview of what is out there and available. So I knew I was applying at least 3 to 4 applications a fortnight. But I was also at the same time not sitting and waiting for things to happen. I was still going to work and just being sustained with a stipend from home, or spending money of 350 rand a month to buy cosmetics and what. And it was relevant. But when I was shortlisted for that first interview, which was the Nguni Revitalization Program in 2005, to mention that I had a crop qualification. I'd specialized in agronomy and horticulture, but I'd applied for an animal job because I think it was well diverse, the manner in which I'd packaged my qualification and the subjects. And the interviews, they're looking for 17 field workers within that Nguni project in 2005. And they had interviews running from Monday to Friday, at least 20 of us a day. And you can realize they're only going to decide on 17 people at the end of the week on Friday. So you've got to stand out of at least 100 people. A decent interview, and you talk the lingo only to find myself employed. And then, okay, you sit back and ask yourself, how did you get employed? Having a crop qualification in animal post. And it's the matter of how well you prepare yourself and how you expose yourself and not shy away from hard work, as well as getting experience. So in closing, I wish you all the best and we'll continue working. And thank you for having us here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed stakeholders, and the Toutele themselves. I think it's safe to already say that tonight is a beautiful night because of the beautiful people in the room, including you, Mr. MC. So I'd like to tell more about our journey with Toutele. Firstly, I'd like to give a brief background about Enactus. Enactus is a student-led organization, world experiential learning platform full of students that are motivated by making social change. Changing the status quo in our societies through entrepreneurial action, because we believe through entrepreneurship we have sustainability and people are less dependent on funding, but they can now upskill themselves. I'd also, having said that, I'd like to acknowledge my predecessor, Mr. Thulani Mthembu, former president, and also before him, Muhle Ndwalane. I am saying this because this is how I was introduced to Ukebi through the term of Umuhle, where Ukebi led us to winning our national championships back in 2020. And then with the Thulani as well in his term of office, we did it again. So now the pressure is on me and the team that I'm with. So Gabby, I just want to talk about the former relationship, working relationship with Ukebi. So when I came into term of office, Ukebi actually texted me. I was planning to text all the stakeholders, but she reached out to me first. She was excited to work. Yabo, Tebo, what's happening? Yabo, Agrisita applications are coming. Let's work. We have beneficiaries to impact. And I like how energetic she is, how enthusiastic she is about farming, about agriculture. Even myself, where I don't come from a background of agriculture, I've learned so much from her through her passion. And it feeds off to the team as well. I'd like to also go into how Gabby is caring. Besides the professional relationship, Ukebi was like, you've got your new executive. We can organize a leadership training for you guys. I'm like, Gabby, who's going to pay? Don't worry about it. And then we got introduced to Mr. Honeybee, who facilitated our training, leadership training. Oh, you didn't know that name? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to expose that one. This one is off the grid. What happens here stays here. So we now are certified leaders through the training Ukebi gave us and helped us in the term of office, dealing with people, handling human assets, conflict management. I heard some of the people talking about how you must appreciate the people you lead. So that's the impact that you've made on us, Gabe, as an organization and actors. And there was this one conversation I'd want to share with everyone that touched me when I was speaking to Ukebi the other time. I think I went to her office, Ukebi, where she recently opened her offices. She's like, Tsebo, come see us in the team. Okay, so I went there, we spoke. I was back home. I'm from Mbangeni, 2 hours away from Durban. But the enactors calendar never stops. We're always working. So by our academic calendar, we should be at home. It's December, January. Schools are opening in February. So Gabby's like, if you need a place to stay, you can come. I know how hectic it is. You've worked with Umuhle, Thulani. If you need to work, you can come to my place. Just tell me. And I was so touched about that because it went beyond to just a working relationship, but she allowed me to come into her home, even though it didn't happen. But she said, Tsebo, you can use the opportunity. So we thank you for that, Gabby. Such a warm person you are. And your involvement with the team, we believe will reach greater heights, impact more people through Toutele Agricultural College, Agrisita. There's one person who said, if you know Gabby, you'll know it all. That's very true. That is very true. Gabby was calling me 2 weeks ago, Gabby. Tolo had a function, it was a graduation. Graduation. Unfortunately, I was writing a test. Gabby was like, hey, but we're leaving. I'm like, ish, Gabby. Hey, acrobats, hey, the catch-up test, hey, it's not, that one's tricky. So I was like, ish, Gabby, I'll catch them next time. So we are looking forward to meet up with everyone, every stakeholder, Agrisita, Tolo, the likes. Thank you very much. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, MC.
I just want to take one moment. HR team, can you come up here, please?
Come with your team, come.
But I'm going to make them.
Come. Let's see them. Come.
Absolutely. Sane, Tumlile, Zoe, you can join us. So if I have to stand up here and speak to you, because I'm not a very good speaker, I need my team to support me. They support me in everything that I do, and this is my HR team. So we're from a company called Crooks Brothers Limited. Not Crooked Brothers, not Crooks. It's Crooks Brothers Limited. I hope you remember that name. It's a company, it's over 100 years. You can hear from the way I'm speaking. It's a great company to work for. I love the work that we do. So basically, we're a farming company. We started off in Scottsboro and KZN with the 3 brothers. You heard that little background. And obviously over the years we've expanded. So just a little bit about us. In KZN we have our head office in Mount Edgecombe. We're also in the Western Cape. We grow apples and pears. And then we are in Zambia, Eswatini, where we do sugarcane. Over the last few years we've really tried to focus on our people and on skills development. And our partnership with Gabby is really on the recognition of prior learning. And we have worked with Gabby for the last 3 to 4 years. And obviously us coming back to her every year with new students tells the story. We enjoy working with her. It's working great, and she's doing the things that we need to do. So thank you for that, Gabby. And just our slogan that I'd like to leave with you: we grow people and our people grow food.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy to see all of you. I can't stop smiling. I feel like my face is gonna crack now. Sorry. And I'm grateful to be honored this way. And Toutele, which is the people sitting there, we are very grateful to be honored by your presence today. And it's not that we did not think of inconveniences, your daily life programs, for you to join us today, but the purpose is bigger and the dream is bigger. My job is very easy here. Okay, very tormenting and very easy, because I have been charged with a DNA stain of Tsolo. So I don't know if what I'm going to be saying here will be believed or it will be sabotaged. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be introducing a phenomenal woman. A woman who goes to all the shops in South Africa, buys everything that she needs for her house, her life, her children, but she can't see one thing. It's a comb. Doctors have spoken in speeches in the events that she'll be leading in Tsolo. They encourage each other that when December comes, they will gather and buy her this comb. I think her universe is fixing it for her, because everyone disappears around December. The next function they plan again, they want to buy her a comb. For the past 5 years that I've known her, I've never seen comb flying over her head, but I've seen her hands twisting. So she realized she's actually more gifted, and she uses her hands to twist her hair. I'm talking about none other than Dr. Toyota Nandi Pandudane, with 15 years experience in the community development, working in rural areas, focusing in sustaining holistic livestock development, animal health, veterinary public health, and as well as contributing to magnifying the teaching and learning industry. Participatory in rural appraisals and research. A graduate of University of Fort Hare, BSc Agriculture in Animal Science, and Medical of University of South Africa in Medunsa, veterinary medicine and surgery, with the postgraduate master's qualification from Utrecht University in the Netherlands, and a certificate in executive leadership program from Nelson Mandela University. A passionate and a diligent, with the ability to adapt to most of the situation that rises and tend to buckle her under pressure. Interacts with different types of people, fulfills her responsibility, is proactive, organized, driven, and energetic. Very much energetic, I'll add on that. She constantly updates herself with the latest information of her profession and has many years of experience in specialization, plus minus 20 years. She can lead a team and manage problems that arises. With the agriculture background that was solidified while still a teen under the tangle of her father, who laid a foundation for her love of agricultural things. Her career as an agriculturalist, including 1 year as a lecturer at the College of Agriculture with the Department of Agriculture, Transkei. 1 year as a clinical and laboratory diagnostic at Umtata Veterinary Laboratory, a provincial vet lab of the same department. She proceeded to join the Faculty of Veterinary Science at the University of Pretoria as a lecturer for 4.5 years and worked at the Department of Pathology performing diagnostic histology, and necropaths. She became one of the first recipients of funding to go to the Netherlands on a sandwich master program between Onderstepoort and Utrecht University. She rejoined the public service in the late 2005 and has since remained in the sector. She was the Deputy Director Veterinary Services of Alfred Nzo District Municipality for 3 years and later promoted in 2009 to Director of Livestock Improvement and thereafter for 2 years. In 2012, she was transferred to be a Director of Diagnostic and Advisory Services. Both of her the director posts, she pioneered and she spearheaded the functions of them previously. Did she not exit in the organization structure of the department? She joined Tsolo Agriculture and Rural Development Institute as a principal in 2015, and it is the first black woman principal of Tsolo. She has ties with Tsolo, which we call Tadi today, going back to her father's days, as her father and her siblings are Tadi alumni. Dr. Ntutani's involvement with the public sector focuses on mobilizing stakeholders to work together. She strives to promote agricultural educational training specialties, especially young females. She educates youth, and she also participates in governmental high-priority project promoting awareness. Her position at Tsolo and Rural Development requires her to engage with crop production, agronomy, livestock, animal health, as Tadi is a mixed agricultural production college. Nandi Padoeta Ntutani is an independent, self-motivated professional with excellent research writing capabilities, with the ability to grow and foster positive relationships with clients and colleges, ability to manage multiple simultaneous tasks, to balance competing and prioritizing response and responding quickly to changes and business needs, immense in the ability of the policy program. Her involvement in higher government priorities has seen her work immediately or intimately with the organizations mentioned below. The Eastern Cape Socio-Economic Consultative Council for the development of Eastern Cape Rural Development Strategy, Lima Labantu. It's a rural development program rollout. The accelerated and shared growing initiative of South African rural development and agricultural forestry. And we've also seen her work with Department of Agriculture and Forestry and Fisheries, which is now known as DAF. She's also participated in Agri-SETA Learnership Skills Development Training Bursary for Tadi student and graduate placement. Health and Welfare SETA Skills Development Bursary for students and staff development, graduate placement and internship. She is currently the board member of she is currently the board member from 2017 to date, Ntinga OR Tambo Development Agency, Strategic Development Investment Committee Chairperson, and Human Resource Committee. She is also currently a non-executive director of Ivililoboya Board, which she started in 2017 to date. She was appointed by the Premier of the Eastern Cape to serve as the Commissioner on the Eastern Cape Planning Commission from 2017 to 2020 and extended it to 2020 October. She serves as the Deputy Chairperson of the Association of Principals and Colleges, which is APEC. She serves as a Secretary of General Black Veterinary Forum, BVF, from 2019 to date, and she was recently appointed by the Minister of Agriculture to serve on the South African Veterinary Council to date from 2019. That involves in two councils. We call it the SAVC. And she's also in the Investigation Committee and Review Committee. Dr. Ntutani has been recently appointed to be in the Cape Wool South Africa Board of Directors on the 11th of May 2021 and to the 30th of April 2024. As the female on the board, and her portfolios deals with transformation and issues of gender and exclusivity and diversity. Dr. Toutele is not only a profession, but she's a professional human being, but she's also a mother to her lovely 4 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, I'm even scared. After that CV, I will not talk. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me. But I'm not going to take the 15 minutes because everybody managed to steal my speech. All the speakers before. So I don't know now what to say because I had this. Crook's brother said it. I had father, this, Afrivat said it. I had KB, this, Etati, Sia said it. I had, wow, generosity of KB, and Nectar said it. So what am I going to say now? But let me start by introducing Tsolo so that we know who Tsolo is. Tsolo Agriculture and Rural Development Institute. I fight with somebody who said agricultural because there's a difference in agricultural and agriculture. No? We are an institution that has been there since 1904. My father, his brothers, my grandparents studied there. I also worked there when I first completed my BSc Agriculture degree from Toutele. It's a college that had offered 3 qualifications in the past. Before 1994, we were offering a diploma in animal production, diploma in animal health, diploma in crop production, and also home industry diplomas. We were closed down following the amalgamation of the different agricultural colleges. And Tsolo became a farmer development center until 2014 because of the scarcity of veterinary health services. Due to the scarcity of veterinarians, the province took a decision to concentrate on offering an animal health diploma. The animal health technicians were then going to assist the rural farmers to be able to look after their animals, hence the relationship with AfriVet. Then Tsolo was reopened in 2014. I was not there then, but I was tasked by my chief director because I had lectured previously at University of Pretoria to assist Tsolo in getting their accreditation, not from the CHE, and that one I think they had already done on their own, but from the side of the South African Veterinary Council, because my boss, as he put it then, well, now you are able to work with those people from Pretoria because you have been in Pretoria. So I was then assisting Tsolo from the head office because I was at head office then. I would come down once a week to have a meeting with Tsolo, or we come to Pretoria to go present the case. We were trying to ensure that the diploma is accredited with the South African Veterinary Council from the onset. Otherwise, we were going to be offering a diploma that was going to be an empty diploma to the kids if afterwards they had to write a board exam. Because the animal health technician is also one of the qualifications that has to be registered with the South African Veterinary Council. We were able to win that, and Tsolo is now accredited to offer animal health technician. Why I'm mentioning that? It assists our students when they qualify to get employment easy and quicker compared to other colleges. So I'm encouraging colleges to accredit to the professional bodies they are supposed to accredit to. I know it's stressful, I know it takes a lot, but it assists your end products to be employable. My kids, as I stand here, are all over South Africa, employed in various industries, private sector, veterinary clinics, welfare organization, abattoirs, AfriVet, pharmaceutical companies, even government. Eastern Cape government in December, January, employed about 55 animal health technicians. I think about 53 of those were from Tsolo. Again, in April, when they were employing when they employed community animal health workers, I think they employed 103 community animal health workers. I think about 100 of those community animal health workers were students from Toutele. So we are working with AgriSETA, we are working with Health and Welfare SETA, who are funded mainly by those two SETAs. We started with nothing and we are going somewhere. That is Zolo. I'm done now with Zolo. I was asked to do Zolo, ne? That is Zolo. But let me come to the part that I've been asked to do, which is also a daunting task. I've been asked to be a guest speaker. Following so many messages, I'm not joking when I said all that I've prepared has been spoken to, but now I have to pull a rabbit. I have to be speaking about Toutele Agriculture College of South Africa, or I have to talk about Gebi more specifically. When I was looking at their website, I saw that it was formed in 2015, and I then understood why we resonate, because I also came to Zolo in 2015 to assist something that was not meant to rise from the ashes. Although the wish was there, but as usual with government, we did not fund it properly. So it was going to rise and collapse on us. So when I met Gebi, I think it was about 5 years ago, we were struggling with a submission of a proposal to Health and Welfare SETA. It was a partnership, AfriVet, Zolo, and Dinga. So I'm the one who does the submissions because I like to write. I mean, I've been doing research, so I like to do proposals, and then I'll send to Met will fill this part, and I'll send to the CEO of Dinga, they'll fill that part, and then. So Health and Welfare SETA indicated that we have not initialed the pages, and I was like, but we've signed everything. And then I was told, no, don't worry, there's Gabi who's going to attend to all what you are needing to be assisted with. So I'm like, okay, who's this Gabi? But Gabi did not do whatever they were supposed to do. I'm sent this thing that I must come initial these pages from Zolo, come to Gauteng to initial. So already this Gabi, I'm like, don't tell me about that Gabi man. That Gabi is wasting my time. Then I'm stuck. I've been awarded an RPL, whatever it's called. I don't know the leadership by AgriSETA. I'm like, but what is this RPL? Okay, recognition of prior learning. How am I going to do with this thing? And then the name, no, don't worry, Gabi is going to assist you. I'm like, that Gabi did not even go and assist me with an initial in one page. So she arrives with an AfriVet representative, and we do whatever we're supposed to be doing that had to do with AfriVet. And then later, I tell her that I've been given this RPL and I'm turning it down. She said, Doc, what do you need to do? I'm like, but you're still that Gabi, ne? I'm like, okay, let me see. I don't know. I'm supposed to feel something. She said, okay, can you email it to me? So she's sitting, we're in my office. She's sitting that side. Okay, I email it to her. Doc, come sign here. I'm like, but this Gabi is able to do things. Why didn't she able to go and sign that day? I sign whatever she gives me. We PDF it, she signs. I don't even know what it is. I said, okay, next. Doc, come sign here. I'm like, But she is able to do things, but I still don't know what it is that she's doing. I sign again. We send, okay, and then AgriSETA calls me and said, yeah, we are awarding you now this thing because you filled everything. I said, oh, well, okay. Then there's hope with Gabi. She has redeemed herself at least, but I still don't know what this RPL is. Now I've been awarded, I've met all their conditions, but I still don't know what this RPL is. And then I called AgriSETA, I said, I want to do this thing, but we are so short-staffed at Tati. The last time we tried to do this, I saw this RPL taking about 1 year and a half, and I'm like, I can't do things that take 1 year and a half. I don't have the time. AgriSETA says, but why don't you work with Gabi? Because this is her field. I said, oh, okay. Then they come down and they introduce us now properly. I was introduced by AfriVet. Now AgriSETA introduces this Gabi. They were not aware that Gabi was the one assisting me to sign all those things. They introduced Gabi to me. I said, okay, Gabi, I've been given this RPL that you filled. I hope you deliver on it, whatever it is needed. Here is this RPL of yours. It's not that, Gaby then says, okay, Doc, I will need, it's actually in December. And Tina, we're closing in December. We're not going to be working with you. I've got interns. Can I give you this interns? I give the interns to Gaby. Gaby says, I will be working. So I'm like, I wonder where you're going to get these people because it's December. Shame. Even myself, I'm out of here. Gaby managed to set the program for this RPL, quickly shows us what needs to be done, and makes me understand what this RPL is. I'm like, oh, finally. Then you need to RPL me. You need to RPL me. I think I need a PhD. If it's not an RPL PhD, it should be a honorary. I think I'm due for. So she says that responsibility of RPLing me a PhD. And I don't see her delivering. So we're going to go back to that KP of not signing. But we moved from that and we managed to achieve the RPL. We actually achieved more than the required entrance. I think we're given about 200 and we managed to enroll 300 and something. And I could see what the steps, she even taught me what is it that she's doing. And we were able, and Crescita was very pleased with Tati. That's the last thing I like about Crescita. They didn't say Gabi, they said Tati, and they were like, you see now, Gabi, I think now we're having a good relationship. You're good for me. And then again, at night, she likes working at night. She's opened something, Agrisita, there's something on the Agrisita, Dr. Toutele, that you need to say. I'm like, okay. She does whatever she does on the computer. Doc, can you sign here? I'm like, what am I signing anyway? Let me sign. That was in 2019. 2020, when there's COVID, I received letters from Agrisita. We have awarded you 2 learnership. One for 7 million. And another one for 1 point something million. And I'm like, there's COVID, I'm not doing this thing. But you applied. I'm like, no. Gaby, what did we do? No, Doc, we applied. I'm like, those things you said I must sign. Said, yes, I was. But Gaby, I was doing my reports that night. I was not applying for things that I do not even know how to do them. And there's COVID, when I'm 50. Old people there are dying. I'm not going to be mixing with young kids. Take this thing back to Agrisita, I do not want it. And then again, Agrisita came down and said, okay, this is how you're going to approach it. They sit us down and say, this is how we are going to extend it for you because we have COVID. And Gaby, again, assist us greatly. We enroll students, we do everything, we work, we struggled because we didn't understand that landscape, but she was there through thick and thin, and we were able to conclude and finalize those learnerships because of Toutele and Gaby. So for Tsolo, Gaby is very good for Tsolo. And therefore, I am very good because of Gaby. Then she also assisted us as the college with something that we did not understand, because as I'm saying, I was never a lecturer at a college. I was asked I was a director at head office, and then because I managed to assist them to get that SAVC thing, the people that are leaders there, well, you solve one problem, they assume you know everything, then they said, go to Tsolo, go and assist and be the principal. I'm like, but I've never been a principal. I'm like, with you, see, hey, when being a principal is not easy. Being a director, you direct people. Principal, hey, you must principal. So we were there. Our quality assurance manager was new like me. We have never worked before as a quality assurance. There's a principal who has never been a principal. And we have lecturers that have never been lecturers. We know how to lecture. That one is easy. Apparently, we missed this thing of the diploma certificate. So I used to get my alumni students, not students now, my alumni, is my graduates, calling me saying, we cannot apply at WUSU. They are not recognizing our qualification. UNISA is not, I'm like, I don't even understand. And then I'll write this letter and explain. She comes and said, I now understand. You gave them a certificate instead of a diploma. There's a difference, a certificate in her language, that language of hers, she knows. You gave them the wrong paper. It's as if they did an N something, not a 3-year N26 diploma. That's why they see it as they need to have other qualifications before they recognize that they can do an advanced diploma. I'm like, where did we do that? He said, here, and I've signed. I'm like, but this is a paper, and he's saying it's all. He said, but what did you write? I'm like, I got that's not me. Now I'm managed to principal, just sign. Sign here, principal. So she fixed that for us, and our students now are able to get in and do PGCE, advanced diplomas, or BTech at this institution that they were struggling. That also opened up the employment side because now they were able to be shortlisted. And she also advised us how to then rectify for the first graduates, because it was on the first graduates where we've done that. This is how you do it. You write this letter. She drafted the letter for me. You tell them that you are withdrawing and they must bring the certificate back and what, so that it's in your file. I'm like, but where did you get all this knowledge? Because man, they do not teach it somewhere. This principal missed this school because I needed this, but with her being there, we now understood all the quality assurance issues that we needed to know. And she mentored, she keeps on saying that I mentor her. She mentored me and my team. We were able now to understand, and we had a policy, what color certificate we use, what font, what. This graduation, we're calling her because our quality assurance was sick and the office was locked. Gappy, what is the font and what is the color? I said, Doc, you have a policy. Open your policy. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm not next to my computer. Can you give me the font and the color certificate? Because Lulu is that one there. Is at the printers and they are printing this certificate. Otherwise, it's going to be your problem again. You are going to have to come solve this problem. Better give me. And that day she was sick. I was not aware. Doc, I'm not okay. I'm like, hey, Gaby, you cannot be my fixer and then disappear when I need to be fixed. Font. We'll talk about you being sick later. She assisted us and then we said, okay, Gabs, I'm sorry I was not aware that you are sick, but you know, most you are my fixer. When I'm in trouble, I say Gaby. So Gaby and Toutele are synonymous to fixing for Tati. That is what collaboration and effective collaborative relationship is. She's good for me and I'm good for her. I'm not going to say what is it that we're doing for her because that is her arena. Mine is to say, I understood when we were called on this stakeholder engagement, the value of a stakeholder engagement. You meet all your stakeholders, the ones that you want to work with, the ones that you work with, and the ones that are your opposition. Because you need to find synergy and areas of overlap and areas where you can work jointly, even on the ones with opposition. So KP, by having all these people around here, you are teaching us a thing or two that we also need to value our stakeholders. We need to understand and position our brand as you are positioning your brand of Toutele, and saying Toutele is synonymous to quality, is synonymous with generosity, is synonymous with relentlessness, is synonymous with youth empowerment. I'm now summarizing all the talk that has been said in this room. Everybody has been calling you with those words. And utingapa, umejaji, words build or words can kill. But everything that has been said about you today has been lifting you up. And I hope your team appreciates you, and I hope that you also appreciate your team. You started alone, but now you have called people around you. And I hope that you have chosen people that understand the dream and the vision that you have, so that they do not kill your vision. It's difficult to be a black South African, especially a female. You know my area. I like female empowerment. I always go and assist a female more than I do a male. I do males, I assist men. And the first, yes, I do, yes. But because with females, we don't have the self-esteem. We are always being told that we are lazy at home. We've been told that you cannot do this. So I start with people that are broken, and I have to build and tell them that this is doable. You can do it. You are doing it, and what and what. And I'm very strict with Gaby. She knows I'm very strict, and I say, please don't compromise your brand by making silly mistakes. You have family that is going to want to come and start at your college and do not want to finish, but they'll expect you to give them your certificates of completion. Don't do that. Because one mistake is going to topple your kingdom down. And that relative will not even be there to help you rebuild the kingdom. It's not worth it. If you are building a brand as you are doing, do everything right and do everything by the book as you've taught us. Because you've shown us the importance of everything. You've shown us the importance of having the right tools at the right place. Continue, Kentombazana. You are actually teaching me, not a thing or two, you are teaching me many, many things. I'm continuing to excel where I'm selling because of you. I continue relying on you. We are short-staffed. So you've sort of become a wing for Tati, and I'm happy with all the people that you bring there. Graduation, because we're expecting him. Tina, we're told you are bringing them. The strides you are doing are not only felt by me, are also felt by the students of Tati, because you are teaching the SRC, you are assisting us to rebuild and build the young guys and leadership out there. She also brought us this guy to do the leadership. Uyabona mos uba ke uhleli apha ke siyang uzoba njengam. Uyabona mos umane ukuzisela uba retrain yabo ne-inactus itrainwe ngalo so ezisomgebhi ungayiquestioni kakhulu. I said sign here. Sign. Don't worry about what is it you're signing. You don't have to worry with her because I trust her, because when she says sign, I get 6.9 million. We have almost some villain. When she says sign, although the inquiry about what is it that I signed, because I don't want this thing, but to the team, Kakepi, you guys, we've been watching you. Some of you have come to Toutele, have joined us on our trainings. Continue. What I like about you, you are very young. You are a young and dynamic team. Please continue working on your qualifications. We are funda mosokepi wenza nale. So continue giving the excellent service that you are giving to Gebi, but also continue bringing your own brand. Because uGebi akafuna umuntu osifocus kuye only, ufuna abe nento yakhe. Yabo. She has been asking me about my retirement plan, but Doc, what is your retirement plan? I'm like, when I'm not ready to retire. I'm 50, but I'm at heart I'm 12. So leave it. Let's not talk about retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say. We are celebrating here. That's why I didn't want to have a boring speech, but I could not touch on the attributes that Toutele brings and the value that Toutele brings to the table. For those of you who have started slowly to work with her, hasten and give her more things to do, because she can deliver. For those of us who are already getting this value, thank you, Sisi, for everything that you do for all of us, AfriVet included. See, team must be AfriVet no team. Agrisita, when we're having an APAC meeting, when colleges were being asked, those that were unable to deliver on the RPL, the CEO, the new CEO, asked, have you been at Tati? And I smiled, I'm like, my weapon, secret weapon, is Toutele. I'm not gonna tell them, shame. But now I'm telling the secret because for people to share, because we are not in competition, we are working together to build South Africa. So the weapon is Toutele. I'm not saying she's perfect, but for the things that she knows them. Yes, thank you very much.
Please get the tissues ready. And those that are eating, it is allowed to use your hand, because what's going to be happening, it's an echo of human investment. Over the past years that I've started Toutele, I'm quickly going to take you through me. The people that spoke here, they told you me with them. Then there is me with me. My name is Gabaza. I changed my name for the people to be able to call me. It's Gabaza. In Tsonga means you are doubtful. And in Zulu it means you are doubtful. But however, I have learned to actually love my name. Because this one particular time I was going to AfriVet, I had a meeting. And when I got there, I'm sitting there, and Matthew Carter, very tall, handsome, bold guy with a bold voice, like this one. He goes and says, "Is Miss Gabby here already?" And I'm like, I think she's still coming. I sat there quiet. I was actually enjoying that he's so angry. This Gabby is getting late. And then he asked again, "Will this Gabby ever get here?" I'm like, I've been long here. I just enjoyed watching you turn blue and pink and yellow. "Hello, Matthew. My name is Gabby." It's like, "Oh, you're black." Culturally, my name is a blessing. When I got to, now middle with the Zulus, it got deeper. Everyone called me Kapsile. Yeah. It's changing. Then you go to Tsolo, Eastern Cape, particularly Tsolo. My name changed from Gabaza, Kapsile, Gabi to Gebi with an E. And then I thought that the trauma is over. There comes the college name, Way. Today, I actually have acknowledged and I have now received that everyone sees Toutele as a French company because it's Toutele. It's actually Toutele. It's just a name, a simple name with no meaning, just the name Toutele. It just became so close to me, serenaded with me. And I just want to quickly take you through a journey, a little journey of Toutele. And this journey will be visible on the screens behind you. Please take this few minutes to just enjoy Toutele, South Africa. The impact. I'm not moved by numbers. Every time when I meet a stakeholder, I ask them, what is your goal? And if I hear you want to harvest signatures for claim purposes, I'm going to definitely not look back, because we have done injustice over the years to the agricultural sector by just assuming and accepting and degrading the standards of agriculture. Today, I am standing here not because I am the best or the smartest that you could actually partner with, but I believe the universe has made it so possible. I'll talk about each and every institution, our relation quickly, because it's very valuable to me as the director. It's very valuable to my team because they are existing today. They are being recognized as human contributors to the industry because of your partnership with us. I will talk to my very, 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 very first, biggest corporate. Hey, hi guys, you're brave. You go and trust your company's money with a young lady all the way from Gauteng to really prepare this training and assessment plans for you guys. I remember when I received a call because I was filtered from the AgriSita website, and they called AgriSita to verify if my existence and the services that is listed under me is correct and true, and that was confirmed. I received a call from a young man then in Mpumalanga, Mr. Siyabonga Nkomo, a very nice guy. And when we were busy talking, he's busy talking in English, and I'm like, yo, hey, this meeting won't end well. I'm like, Mr. Siyabonga, is it possible that I can come see you? I prefer, can I see your eyes and understand what you're saying? And Mr. Nkomo says to me, oh no, but I'm moving to Durban at my Ash camp. I'm like, how, Jehovah? Just when I was planning, it's a road to go home, and I'll go to Komati and then go to Bushbuckridge afterwards. Guy sends me all the way to KZN. And from our first meeting, everyone knows Crooks Brothers. Everyone knows CBL. Because I've had a very interesting experiences when I was in Grabo. Met a very, very intelligent farm manager, Dirk. I remember him very well. I kept getting lost because it's in the farm space, so you're using a GPS and the GPS cannot read this gravel road. He drove all the way to come and get me 50 kilometers away. And he took me, we spent the whole day at the farm, and we ended up talking. I realized Crooks is not just a company that deals with work, let's pay you and go home. People are happy. People are like, no, you know, for years I've been here. I'm like, yeah, you don't say for years I've been here if you've not been happy. People pack and go. I mean, it's like a marriage. If it's not working, it's hamba. But I've seen this so many times. I've been with the guys in Mozambique, Maputo, and he told me so much stories. And then the 10 for me to go was coming. Oh, the excitement. I'm gonna be doing international student, Crooks Brothers. All I'm saying is, through you, so much was birthed. I got compliance because I'm working with a levy paying company. I was then now visited by Auditor General because they want to make sure that you really invested the money, and we are not supposed to tell you at the time that they're coming, so that they see if the money is really coming here or it's just, you know, a friendship that we have. So much goes on behind this compliance thing, but we also got recognition. Our first audited statement was your first payout as the first client. And today, I remember very well last year when I took a decision, you know what, Gauteng, you're not doing it for me anymore. You're not farming. You're showing people where to get instant, quick life. I want farming. I want work. I want progress. Last year, I made a very big decision. You know the bravest things that I do? I sometimes scare myself. I packed the whole college. I packed my whole self, and I said, I'm moving to Durban, and guess where I'm going to stay? Closer to Crooks Brothers, so that they don't forget me. And indeed, they did not forget me. Early this year, another lady called me, go Crooks. Now this one, I practically thought, no, she's from Germany. And we are having this conversation. I'm like, hi, boy. Then I called Siabong. Is she from South Africa? And Siabong was like, Usane. And I'm like, oh, yeah, hi. It means Crooks is really paying so well because Sane is not speaking the English that I know. And we get to engage no Sane. How? I see again the lineage and the investment. You know when Sane speaks about Crooks Brothers, you practically think she stays at Crooks Brothers, even her house is there. One day I really practically, she said, my CEO is the best. I'm like, hey, Sisi, okay, we're not gonna ask that. And then she repeated it, I'm like, I know. It has to be because you cannot confess and speak life on something that is dead. Thank you so much, CBL. I learned that there's Crooks Brothers South Africa. I learned that there's Crooks Brothers Limited. I worked with Maweko. I worked with a whole lot of them. Thank you so much. You have trusted us when we had not even believed so much in ourselves. And we are thriving and striving for excellence. And we are growing with you. Thank you so much. Lisa, I always talk to you like in a meeting, Lisa will come for 2 minutes. Oh, is this Gabby? All right. And then Lisa leaves. Lisa will never say, no, but when did you start? What did you know? She just, oh, is this Gabby? And then she asks 1 or 2 questions of what she needs clarity on. And then Lisa will walk away. Then you'll see Lisa later on, we're doing WSPs. Lisa is just checking if we have submitted WSPs. And Lisa will check again if we're doing the 3-party contract from Agrisita. And she will never bother us. But what I appreciate about Lisa, when you read her email, you can actually tell what kind of a person she is. Thank you so much. I get to read your email twice because I'm just trying to see your face in it. I hope you're gonna invest in one of the machines where I can have emails, you know, face recognition emails. I really miss her at times, you know, because it gets a little bit crazy in our industry. I wanna move to my union building, Toutele Agriculture College. People call me, but they say my union building is Toutele Agriculture College. This institution is a government institution. Can I repeat? It's a government institution. They could have opted to not even hear my name or hear what I do, or the things. At that time I was working alone doing all these 1,000 things. I don't even know how I got to exit and execute some of them. They still continue to invest. And you know when I go to Dr. Toutele and I'm like, Doc, you know what? And she's like, Intoni Kepi. I know. Then we get into this conversation. It's like, no, you know, Mina, these things I don't know them. You need to teach me. I appreciate her for saying that. Now I'll write a document and then I'll look at this document and I'm like, this document is not talking. I send it, Doc, please read this document and tell me what you think. And then she'll highlight where she changed it. And she's like, you get in there. For me, there is a give and take relationship. When we see an opportunity, we run. Doc, there's an opportunity here. Can I do it? Then I come back and I do it. Afrivet, same year as Crooks. Same story. Matt just heard about me from a grapevine, and I cannot even tell you which grapevine was it. Sweet rosé or was it dry? I can't even tell. But I think it was sweet because every time, especially when I'm sick, he sends me a red velvet cake. Every time. So the relationship between Afrivet comes with parents as well. You get our SSV who stops being the corporate women and becomes your mother and asks you, how are you? The most important question that we never ask each other on a single day, how are you doing? Is everything okay? That's a very expensive and important question that lives get lost without just checking. She doesn't really let you suffer into, work and work and work. She comes in, hey my dear, there's two, they're very loud when they talk to you. So when you speak to them, even if you're sad, be happy. Because they won't drop for you. You need to join them. So if I don't talk, you call Doc, she's here, high and happy. You can't drop. You need to jump in and join her pitch. Same applies to OSB, you can't drop. So for me, she calls and say, the devil is a liar. Those words, very important. Because we are often, some of us, especially myself, I would never get to hear a mother telling me that. But when they assure me, affirm me, I become very much, looking forward to life. I don't have suicidal thoughts. I don't have strange thoughts that could come and consume me and consume the journey that I've taken. Coming to Owen, I've never seen the most calmest principal in the entire world. When you go to this meeting, I think God is actually placing the most calmest people except for the two that just adds the jive in it. When I got to Owen, the first time I met Mzandile, Haibo, I thought the meeting was going to have so much, when they say it's government. You don't sleep. Like you're going on a school trip, you've got palpitations. When I get there, and then she just said, hi, Gabi Gabi, and I'm like, thank you. And then she said, tell me, my dear, how do we do this? I said, this and this and this. She said, you'll really help us a lot because we've been struggling. I said, I'm not the best, but I try my best. And then it was the time to meet the principal. Now the bar is going high because there was a previous principal when I got into partnership with them. And then I'm thinking, yo, no, but it's bad. And when I get there, I think I'm humbled 40 times in 1 second. He started speaking. I'm like, what's wrong with us people assuming that if it's a principal, he's just going to start biting and cutting me off? He is human. When we started talking, I'm like, I can actually come to him and say, could you please mentor me? Because I did the same with Dr. Nduta, and I said, Doc, I'm in this journey. It's something that I get myself into, and sometimes I don't know this, I don't see these things very well, but could you please mentor me? And we were getting there. So I'm looking at that growing the relationship, we get to that point. But thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to say to all our stakeholders, you are the best. And don't leave before I sit down. That's all I can say. Do not leave before I sit down. I'm going to start with the people that makes things possible. The people that I have the vision, the dream, the zeal, the knowledge, and I put them in a table like that. And I say, are you in or are you out? In the past week, I've seen them working for over, I think it's 1,200 hours if I'm not mistaken, sleeping at 2 o'clock in offices. They slept at Agrisita for 2 nights, just going home to freshen up and coming back because we needed to make sure that our SITA is also getting assistance. We jumped to that far. And I call them my rascals. I sent them because I had a family emergency, and they left with Mr. Kuliso. And within 2 days, a day, I got a call from the person, a QTA manager, agri-services, like, your team. I'm like, I know them, I just didn't want to tell you. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. I may not say it, and you know I'll speak it as it is. I'll say it as it is. It's because I don't want you to be victim of circumstances of the country where you're going to be telling us about the history that didn't treat you well. No. If history didn't treat you well, COVID didn't treat anyone else well. We thrive. They work. They still have to study. A condition to study, to work at Toutele, you have to study internally. Because we don't want to say we are subject matter expert when the people that are running the program, it's like when you're a traffic officer but you don't have a license. So that's what I'm trying to avoid as well. They're probably doing 2-2 assignments. Some are even enrolled with higher institutions above us. Thank you so much. I would like to ask Mr. Justin, is he here? Is Mr. Justin here? Please check him outside. I would like to ask Mr. Justin Black to come and assist me in saying thank you. Thank you for everything, and thank you for coming on board and being the growth and part of the growth and not getting tired. I've never had any day that you guys said, this one we're gonna leave here once we become rich. In fact, they're like, no, we're going with her to Dubai. I keep telling them I'm going to Dubai. I think I must go to Cruise and check if there's no yacht which I can borrow. I really need Dubai. Thank you so much. I have prepared a small thank you. Guys, every one of you contributes in your own capacity and your different levels. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to acknowledge a young lady from Zebediela, working for a Toutele Agriculture College. That is in KZN. Zebediela is in Limpopo, where the oranges are. Ms. Rachel Mulema, you are being thanked for your exceptional performance and dedication to Toutele Agriculture College South Africa every single day. We see that. Following her, please let's be quick stuff. We are working towards time as well. I have, we call her the technician, and I'm also so proud of her because this year she decided to join Zolo Agriculture and Rural Development Institute after studying with other universities to study animal health. When they say your purpose will pull you back and humble you. She's been into universities in the Free State and she came back. Imkita Jumche, who's based in the Eastern Cape, in recognition of your excellence and exceptional performance at Toutele Agriculture College. The one that I'm going to call now, she's the most shortest amongst all of us. She sees what we think the next coming 2 weeks. She sits in front of a computer like a worm. You call her at 2 a.m. and say, this learner is not uploaded. She will get to it at that time. Ngobile Masombuka / Zungu. I still want your Zungu surname. Thank you for your exceptional performance, Ntombi. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this. There's seemingly a mini-me at Toutele. And this one, I thought I speak a lot. This one says it there and now. She doesn't take it home because there's no space for it at home. Thank you for your extraordinary dedication and service to Toutele. Nokuthula Nyaman. They say in every institution there's a dropout from psychiatric hospital. I guess you're getting your answers. This one, I don't know what she drinks in the morning. When we go to sleep, she's still on it. And when we wake up, she's still on it. Everyone knows. Except for the other ones. She speaks Zuvenda. Zuvenda. So it's Zulu and Venda combined. Her name is Hope Nzingai. Thank you for your dedication. To accept this one. Unfortunately, we couldn't have every province of our resource center where we are operating. We've got our lots and lots of hopes. Anesipo Matanda, known as Chico. I know the ladies are missing him. From the Eastern Cape, please receive this on his behalf. And please make him aware that I really appreciate this and the efforts. For this one, I have to ask Butisim Piwentinzi from Umzimbubu municipality in Eastern Cape, because we take for granted the things that we are doing, and we take for granted a whole lot of things. Butsimpiwe, please join me. Butsimpiwe is from Umzimbubu local municipality. He's our local economic development manager and a stakeholder. This I want to say this, and it's a disclaimer. When I am down and out, none of you can see, because this one particular person takes the reign as if it's me and does it so well. I want to say this. The past 3 years I've been battling with cancer, and on 2021 it became so aggressive, very aggressive. I needed surgery after surgery, and you would not tell I was out of the picture. There was a time I could no longer drive, speak, or even sit. no one could tell that I was not in the picture. The college, the brand continued, thrived, and even met higher places, because this person practically sat next to me in my oxygens and said, what do we do here? And he does it. I'm like, sign here. Don't say this here. When he types an email, he sits there. We can do this email 30 minutes now and another 30 minutes later so that the whole email is complete. He later learned the beat and took over. I'm talking about somebody who's been a friend for years, we've been, in the industry for years. But when he saw that I was struggling and a lot was about to go down, this young people were going to be unemployed, he stood in the gap. If I don't do justice of asking the most highly respectable men in my industry, Simpiwe, who's a senior manager, who understands this, it will be unfair. Mr. Khuliso Nzingai, please join us. We want to say thank you for your superior dedication performance. They say leaders are not made, but they are born. I think this one was actually produced, because we produce, we don't make. Thank you so much. I really, really value your efforts. And if it hadn't been for you, this college would have collapsed at some point. Thank you. We have you as stakeholders, but within you as stakeholders, there's individuals that are contributing immensely and heavily to make sure that what the overall institute achieves, these people are feeding this, charcoal machine that must keep on chowing charcoal. I want to speak to a young man, very humble, very intelligent. Sometimes he challenges my intellectuality. But you know what I like? He's gonna call and say, "Says Gaby." And I know nobody knows who's this one. Because the people in Eastern Cape, they all say, "Says Gaby." Ladies and gentlemen, when I met him, he was working for Toutele Agriculture College as an intern with no income, volunteering his service. I'll take it down. Dedicated, you find him at the office at 7. When we leave at 1, not dog, he leaves with us at 1 a.m. And at 7 a.m. he's at the office. He carries so much power. I know he even graduated with cum laude HR at Walter Sisulu University. I am so honored to have him filling up my brain when I run on a refill. Mr. Fezile November. You know when they say, it's all, I'll tell you, Dr. Dutani, one thing she didn't tell you is that it's all, we run an orphanage home. And she is actually the president of the orphanage home, because all of us, just goes and squat. They're actually state property. I don't know how we get to stay and sleep in those houses, but she will even make you sleep, even if you sleep in a prefab, as long as you don't sleep in a hotel when you go to Toutele. And you sleep next to her, and then you wake up, you go to the kitchen and eat. And then she wants you to eat the product of Toutele, because there's a whole lot of production. Last year, 2020, I got to meet this one. Yeah, this is the most tallest person I know. She is a workaholic, and I saw myself in it, a machine. At times, I have to scream from the other side of the province to say, shut that laptop down, or else. And I've not actually done anything to her. She just is afraid of this, or else. Enkosi Thokozwayo, She is the most supportive administrator I've ever known to support more than 5 institutions at once. The next one that I'm gonna call, guys, if I had my Zulu outfit, I'd actually gear before. I actually have an anniversary to request from him. We are 10 years this year, in June, in Dundee, in Farm Together. This guy is the most abusive, hardworking guy I know. The most time-conscious guy I've ever met. A Zulu man nohal. This man knows how to save like nobody's business. You'll go with him to his function, you will spend and he will not. Luckily for me, I got sick one day. I think he got scared. He bought me Nando's. I think that 40 rand is the only money I'll ever claim that I've used from his pocket. But let me tell you, he's the most hardest working young man and most progressive. I'm currently going to be RPLing him now for a PhD because he has done almost 5 diplomas, assessment. So I'm looking forward to really taking him to that height. Because every year I say, Sianda, we are doing this diploma. Sianda, we are doing this diploma. And when I call AfriVet, I say, Sianda is doing this diploma. And they don't say, no, but the budget. I'm like, that's not my problem. Sianda is doing this diploma. Time frame, time record, before record, he always wins. Sianda Mabaso, we honor your passion and commitment in achieving excellence. I will ask the team from Gauteng to receive this one on behalf of this one special person. When we do learnership, whether it's Solo, whether it's Owen, whether it's wherever, this one person is there. When I go to Crooks Brothers in Mpumalanga, he calls, are you flying? Should I pick you up at the airport to take you to Komati? I've been so blessed to work with him. By profession, he's an optometrist. Came to agriculture, Lord knows why. He's currently doing his master's in agriculture. I research what depletes eyes through agriculture. A very beautiful study. I don't have words. And if anyone is recording, please do. Because I want him to know in his absentia, because with the challenges I have, I lost track of just checking many logistics. Dr. Neo Mutala has just not been a product of this institution, but has been a partner, an associate, and a family member to support even the team when they are in Mpumalanga working. I will ask the Gauteng team to please receive this on his behalf, or Mr. K, as your subordinate. Please receive this on his behalf. And while we are there, I might as well do this one as well. There's a young man that is working with us in Mtubatuba when we're working with a program of Owen Toutele. He's not actually a young man. He must be probably older than me, but respects people. Mr. Kumede gets things done. And the Eastern Cape guys know ukuba utagums wenza kwenzakale. The farmers that we are interacting with, they trust us because of him. When you say you're from Owen, but then we know that it happens because there's so much, emotional vandalism that has happened through politics in our communities. And then unjabulo avele. You'll get the farmers, they will even ask, are you guys hungry? They even cooked for my kids. He gets them, the councillors and the mayors to cook for my kids when they are there. He knows where to get everything. Even when you feel like some crocodile meat, he will get it for you in Tuba. He is the heart of our program, being successful in overachieving our target, Mr. Vilagazi. He supports us as if he's getting paid every month. Yes, we're trying to work on consultational basis. Sometimes it feels like it's not enough because you don't want to put a whole lot on the plate. But Njabulo makes it so easy for us to achieve this target. Please let him know that I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate him as an individual. I know if he had a Mercedes-Benz, he would have been here.
Try and move a bit faster.
Yeah. I want to also take an opportunity to appreciate people that have made things possible for us when there was no way. I remember very well I needed to come to UKZN for certificate ceremony. Dr. Toutele got sick. I was in Eastern Cape. I couldn't drive. I didn't tell them that I had cancer because I just didn't want her to mother me because she can really mother you, feed you food until you become fat. So I knew if I told her I'm sick, she's not going to allow me to leave. So I came up with a story, and she was not feeling well from traveling overseas. And I practically went to this one particular person I've never spoken to, I've never been so close to. You know, when they say somebody works at finance, you just drive past them because they're thinking big stuff, as if we don't. And this woman, her job is with the Eastern Cape Rural Development and Agrarian Reform. She's state accountant. She has helped us to understand compliance, of just putting a compliance document. I had no idea. With her education, I now know what to do, when to do it, what time to do it. Thank you, Mrs. Nolula Makwetana, for best stakeholder compliance support. That is very important. We are existing because you contributed. The current ones that I'm having, I would like the stakeholders to please listen on their behalf and please fetch them in the front because I've got the golden awards there. Very important awards. I have an award for my mentor, my coach, the person who makes sure that, I send him an invoice like, Gabby, is your invoice paid? He's not here today because he had other commitments. But Mrs. Macapella, when you get to AfriVet, please make them aware. I have grown because Matthew Carter has brought out an agripreneur in me and has taught me leadership. In a company that is leading SADC, he opened a door for Toutele and for myself, and he still does to this day. I would also like you to take forth this message to Dr. Obram to say, another person who taught me how to deal with stakeholders using language that is healthy and sustainable, Mr. Marumo Ratsilane. He constantly advised me to this day. He's from AfriVet and Matthew Carter is also from AfriVet. Thank you so much. And from Zolo, he couldn't make it as well because of family issues. Dr. Ntudani, please take forth for me this message to Dr. Mzwama Dotaguma. He is the most intelligent man who sings every time you meet him. but he's the best academic coach and research leader. You know, I go to him with a challenge. I'll call him, Doc, I have this animal with this infection. He's got the answer right there and there. Thank you so much. Please pass this message for me and proxy on receiving for them. I would like to ask the Crooks Brothers management or leadership to please join me. And they send the queen, and it's my queen. Yes. I have a very happy heart to speak and to say this today. And unfortunately, I couldn't have him here because of other challenges, and hence I'm calling you because I knew you through this person. For the years that I've worked with this person, I have never saw him down, angry, mad. Instead, he comes to my rescue at times when I have missed an email that you copied me and copied this person. It is only in the right state of nature and acknowledgement that today, Mr. Siabonga Nkomo be awarded with the Humanitarian Award to honor and celebrate this individual who demonstrated to be more patient, supportive, and reliable. It does not end there, hence I said management. 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 I think Lisa is gonna break her hands. Management. Can we have one more person, please? This is the only award in this honorariums that goes without saying. Every year, not even a single year has it broke down to anything or to become anything. Again, we still say to Mr. Nkomo because we checked again and again and again. It's just been him. Thank you so much. Not only does it go there, it ends with this. Because he fully deserves it. He has done so, and your company should be very proud that you've got individuals like him. He is the most diligent young man. I moved with him from Bumalanga to Mount Edgecombe, and I've actually lost him in the process. But thank you so much for spirits and souls like him. We have grown wisdom through him. He will advise you gently, calmly, in the Swati way while he speaks English. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much, Sunny. Put this in there. And then we are doing the last leg. The last leg must be a little bit faster. This is the underneath. I need this one. This one goes back to you, stakeholders. Please, be very proud. Be very, very proud that you are the face, you are the image, and you are the institute that you are. I would like to invite AfriVet Business Management and AfriVet Training Services to please join me quickly. We are recognizing your academic experts, enterprise, and human capital development. This is what I do with you. You invest money every year, taking young kids from all these colleges that I work with and I bring you. You give them opportunities to life. Please do not stop. I'm already asking for Owens Toutele graduates that graduated today. I need to just place at least 10 or 20 minimum, so that they can get experience, because we want to grow with them. Thank you so much. And please, can we say thank you while everyone shares and views this? Thank you so much. Mr. November, I think you're gonna receive these ones on their behalf because they came. Yeah. Yeah. I would like to invite Inectus South Africa and Inectus University of KwaZulu-Natal. This Inectus South Africa is Best Enterprise Development Organization. I think you heard from the speeches. And Inectus UKZN, they are the best in environmental sustainable innovation programs. This is things that I can attest and can certify to. Again, I would like to invite Crooks Brothers Limited. I would like to invite you on the contribution that you are making for Human Capital Investment Enterprise. I jealous Leaksasha Wizantla. I wish DJ was smoother. He would know the sound that I want with the one that I'm going to call now. Zolo Agriculture and Rural Development Institute. We are honoring you for Best Academic Research and Development Institute. Can the legend please join me in the front? Can I ask Mr. Vilakazi and the entourage to please receive this award for Community Impact in Agricultural Institute?
endlini ngiyazi sokhathela ushiswa yilanga emkhukhwini sofila amakhaza ngoba indoda ingekho endlini ingube namehlile lulwembu malavini ngisho nasebusuku ayisangeni konke inkonzo ekamelweni umfundisi usesaba isono bona sithando sami namakholwa kuzwela isono sazogibela u-entry ayilokhali ubuye ikono sibonono sami mina ngiyavuma icala lami uzombekezelele nje ngiyavuma.
I would like to invite quickly this institution, when you see us dressed up, looking all, uniform here to is on another level. When we go there, ask, are you guys doing farming? Our uniform is actually custom made and from scratch. Quick one, this team, I used to work with them at Inectus UKZN every year, I think from Skulile, Mohle, and Mr. Mtembo. And he has grown in front of me. Next to him is our spouse, who we recently got for us. He grew in front of me. When I got to Inectus, he was a young man going to life, and I think he listened to me. Thank you, Mtembu. Godi, siyabonga, umuhle umntanethu ngawe. Thank you, Mkaya Solutions Group, for dressing us up with style, class. Please come join us and receive this award. And lastly, before I mention this one who is not here as well, we have grown to understand our place in the industry and understand our place in our organization. By profession, he's a major with the military. I don't know what he's still doing there, because he has changed my life several times and so many times. I really want to ask, why are we not having modern initiation school in Durban? Because every 3 months he's down here doing leadership training, and we've been impacted. Tolo, Inectus, we've been impacted. Mr. Munyela, please come and receive this award on behalf of Modern Initiation School for Leadership Enterprise. And again, I'm going to ask Mr. K later to pick up this one particular award at the table. This is again going to the institute or the farm of Dr. Neo Mkala MISPA farming project, which is in Bushbuck Ridge. We have placed our learners in his farm together with Dr. Ntutani. The students were under Tolo program, and he has accommodated them until they finish the project and the learnership and the practicals. Please make him aware. We really want to continue strengthening that relationship and making sure that we can bring more and more learners to do practical. He's the most patient, most humble, and please thank him on our behalf and make him aware that we want this relationship to remain even more healthier and stronger. And thank you for standing with us in times of storm, which is 2020, and we would like to continue the relationship even further. Thank you so much. I think in closing from me, before I close, there is one that I have not. I know there's been some criminal activities happening to get it done. This company has actually taken us from being a college, but a college with a footprint. every day manages my life. I've got somebody who's managing my life. I'm being told, no, you can't tweet, no, you can't Facebook, you can't put the status, take it down, take it down. At some point, they took me to TNA for having a caller tune because it disturbs the stakeholder. That's how my life is a stakeholder. And they sent me a number to deactivate the caller tune. Ladies and gentlemen, when you see the visuals, the look, our website, our branding, our communication gadgets, I think of late you can see the Zolo programs being, flashed on our social medias. Please like the Real Tadi so you can see what Dr. Ndudane is doing. Like Toutele College, see what we're doing. But we actually put all these things because Asante Solutions, they are making us look good. Guys, we go international. Mini. Yes.
Ride the wind. I know you. Different things them happen. Schemes and packaging. In a one night for shows I'm juggling. Flow like the ocean, my boat I'm paddling.
So this is the crew. Mr. Ndolani is the CEO, and these are the. When there's a CEO, there's other deputy CEOs, but I get along with the CEO. And that is my personal event and corporate event. When you want to do anything, call Mr. Ndlovu. You need a bit of some Ndlovu in your life. When I wanted to move to Mhlanga, I called Mr. Ndlovu and he said, I've got a house for you. I came in 2 weeks later. When I want something, Skulile, I'm looking for a dress. Skulile knows where we can get everything. He is better than Google. Thank you so much, guys. I even know there's a tripod. But they are the guys that are actually, I think for Crooks, this is good news. They actually developing a program that we're gonna use from now on of drone farming. So our farm managers can just have like 1 more hour while they're still sleeping and watching at the farm. I know the finance manager is already approving it, amen. Thank you. And I don't know if I'm missing anything. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll start with the colleges. Owen, let's go to Zolo. Zolo, let's go to Owen. Because together we have so much that we need to achieve and we have so much that we need to impact on. Afrivet, I just graduated in Zolo and in Owen today. I do need a place where I can just do my workplace experience. And maybe when I do good and I do better, you can actually absorb me. I also want to welcome the new babies on the block. Can the new babies on the block stand up? I'm like Mrs. Smith because they're wearing all black, so they're men in black. Can I ask the guys from Umfolozi TVET College to stand up? Post our meeting of forming a partnership. On the spot, I said, please come to our event so you can meet everything that I have not explained and left behind. I didn't know Umfolozi has got an agriculture wing until when I met them, and guess what? I know Mr. Tango for years. I personally have his personal number. But it's so amazing how the universe will bring things together. Mam Zandile, thank you so much. Yes, Anasa Richards Bay. I can't be an orphan the second time. Thank you so much. Crooks, when you've got graduate placement, we've got graduates, best graduates, because I coach them. I coach them on holistic approach and holistic wellness for them not to embarrass and downgrade the image and the face of your company. As I'm speaking to you, Afrivet and Zolo, they are swapping. Afrivet brings training, and the very same people trained, we take them back to Afrivet to become animal health technicians in each and every province. We are specialists in chemicals, medicine, production, training our DNA as well. When there's opportunities, best the stakeholder that you have met today than the one that you still have to do a background search. These colleges are made to alleviate and remove the stagnant pattern of poverty within our communities, and your institution is one of it. Mazulu, thank you very much for honoring my invite. I am really honored. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. I want to also say thank you to everyone that has made it today. All of you are a contribution. I think I actually decided, can I get an office at Crooks Brothers? Because I'm a stakeholder and I'm doing the training. And can I say thank you to the team that actually put together this without me? In the last week, I had my son in and out of hospital, and this whole event was happening, and things were happening without me being aware. Guys, I only came on the picture on Monday afternoon, when they've been there for the past 3 weeks doing all this. To Mr. Ndlovu and Mr. Andile Mkhize, thank you so much. You made it possible. I didn't even think that I'll come out of that hospital on Monday when all of a sudden then my son stopped breathing. You guys were looking after me in hospital and looking after this preparation. Thank you so much. And Skulile, you're the best.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's give again a big round of applause for Madam Gabi and Toutele. It is evident, and it doesn't even want a ruler, that Toutele is a big institution with so many powerful stakeholders. You can even see from their certificates, their awards, their wooden graphic designed, top of the notch boxes with, you know, it's very inspiring. Madam Gabi, you were saying? Okay. Yes, so Toutele means business. Toutele means business, and I'm very much inspired. Let me also thank you for your resilience, for keeping the energies high despite time constraints. We are left with only one item by Tate Kuliso to close. To close, from my side, I really want to honestly, from the bottom of my heart, to thank you and appreciate you and love you. The evening was a success, make no mistakes. It was a success. And Toutele takes their stakeholders and staff members serious.
I think before I do the thank yous, vote of thanks, I would like to call Mr. Dwalani there, aka Mr. Asante, to come to the fore.
Yeah, thank you. Greetings, everyone. And in my as I've been passing, you're not realizing how good looking you are. Mine is very simple. I'm not sure where to stand right now. I'll try to be very short. It's coming from an advantageous position of being behind and bird's eye view of this whole event coming together, since it was conceptualized in late February, if I'm not mistaken, that it eventually needs to happen. So we were assigned with the responsibility of engineering the whole experience that all the stakeholders must get, and why everyone must be recognized as people were being recognized, because when we intervened on repositioning the brand of Toutele, some of the core values that we figured out within the company is that it is what it is because of the people and the stakeholders that associates with. So to best demonstrate that, it was firstly pulling this event together. And as it was going on, we were like, man, let's look at the cost. Grad is coming. So if graduation is coming, let's just do the graduation and forget about the gala dinner, because we can never justify it. But the visionary behind the whole Toutele initiative was, she was so firm, Gaps, on that this is more than just the expenses we will incur. This is more than just the event being put together, but it is trying to go beyond saying it verbally that we love you, working with you, working so and so, but bring all those key people that are making this ship move forward to actually come together, and then the value of collaboration will then come out clearly to everyone without just being preached over the phone and whatever. So everyone that is invited here is strategically invited in this meeting. It's because what you guys are doing in your own space are truly and truly revolutionizing the way we should be doing things in different industries. And within the agricultural and educational space, we are really moving things and making people impact to so many lives in different communities. And I'm here to just, because we couldn't now prepare everything and let Gabi know what we are preparing. So now this one went behind her. So to Gabs, as you are here, I'm doing what you're doing. This one is for you. It's a certificate of honor from the team of Toutele. So we're just presenting it to you right now. We just want to say thank you.
Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha!
So thank you for being the founder and being the visionary of the organization. Thank you for creating opportunities for so many of us. Thank you for continuously demonstrating excellency through practice. Woo!
Thank you. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone for making it here. Some came from very far provinces through the tough times. Yeah, I'm the guy that's always on the, not big on the speaking thing, but I feel this event requires that courage to come and stand here. And let me see if I can still do this. Wait. 1 sec. Okay.
I thought you were proposing.
No. So, I had to do it old school. I had to draw something down so that I could get my words out proper. So first, is to honor, to thank the program director and all of you for organizing this and giving me the opportunity to give the vote of thanks to the first annual gala dinner. It's such an honor. Thank you. Also, I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you. Sorry. Like I said, for making it here. It is such an honor to be amongst all of you. It's amazing. Now I'm starting to put faces to the stakeholders. Some who spoke on the phone. I think Sine with Sane. We've spoken on the phone once or twice. And other stakeholders we have spoken on the phone, but we have actually never met. And this is a great initiative. We'll get to also network, and when you never know, great minds, great ideas might come out of this room today. To the staff, to the stakeholders, we thank you for your continuous faith in our ability to deliver, and we promise you, and this is my word, we will never fail you. Continue to put that trust in us. We'll make things happen. We'll make magic. To the staff, I love you guys. You're amazing. You put in the hours, eh? At times I thought those guys will just, you know. Guys, that table right there, it's the hardest working people I know, right? We were working, I think a couple of days ago, we did, I think close to 48 hours up. People were sleeping on chairs, waking up, we had deadlines. That was the time that I thought my team is gonna break. I thought, those guys, in the morning I'm gonna be finding resignation letters, I'm not gonna make it. Guys, thank you. And I can't thank you enough for this, and you're amazing.
Don't cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay.
I would like to send a special thank you to Asante Solutions, to Mr. Mkize, to Ms. Ndlovu. Where is she? Guys, this is amazing. This is beautiful. This would have never happened without you. The team was yo. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
It's okay to cry. It's okay.
To my principal, thank you for keeping us in high spirits and taking those tough decisions when, you know, no one even understands what goes through the head of yours, and you make things happen. Thank you for always being there for us and supporting us. Thank you for all the years of guidance and advice that you have given to me, and I am what I am now because of you. You entrusted me with your company at a time where I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I could have. You showed me, you gave me strength, you gave me a reason to keep pushing when things were hard. You thought, and I think till this day, that I saved you, but you actually saved me. I really appreciate you, and I will forever be grateful, and it's amazing to work under your leadership. Yeah. Okay, and the last line on my paper here says, it's been an honor to meet all of you today, and I know it's a bit late, and I hope we can have, you know, a few chats there and there, exchange contacts, and keep this ball rolling. Thank you all for coming, and have a safe journey back to your homes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ete Kuliso. We felt the emotions there. They were really from your heart. I was also informed that when we will be embarking on our journey to propel towards hope, must pass by and have that lovely gift, the Greenwich bag there, by us. From us, Toutele, thank you very much for your time. We don't take it for granted. We love you, and God bless. Madam, Gabi, is there graduates or we are fine? Okay. Hoo-ha! It's time.